You can't. Bad days, sometimes bad weeks. And the hurtful, painful part of life where you just had enough and you want to crawl under a rock and you want to quit. You want to quit a relationship, you want to quit a job, you want to quit YouTube. You know, it certainly can't be said that you should never quit something. But it's certainly something to be said that as I evaluate my feelings this week, I learn through past failures and through past experience as a 40-year-old man that this is just part of life, so not to go too extreme in shutting down everything, right? So, what I've learned in life, okay, is that you're going to make mistakes, you're going to have failure, you're going to have pain, you're going to have sadness, you're going to have happiness. And you have to evaluate what you value, what your goals are, and you have to basically just take the hits of life. Because you don't get through a fight without taking hits. Okay? You don't get through life without feeling pain. And so you look at how can you persevere. One is live to fight another day. Okay. Don't try to overcorrect your mistakes in one day because it's just not going to happen. And don't try to make yourself always happy. You know, people who try to make themselves always happy, always up, are usually taking artificial stimulus. And what I could tell you in life is you build your character, you learn things through some pain. I wish it wasn't the case. You know, just like in the gym, you know, you're experiencing pain because when you lift weights, you tear your muscles. When you do cardio, when you run or when you jog or when you walk at a brisk pace, you know, you're putting a demand on yourself and it's building your quality of health, your immune system, your muscles, your strength. And so some of this is the mystery of life, but what I feel and what I want to share in this video is that success and growth and getting older doesn't necessarily mean bad days, bad weeks, and feeling like quitting ever goes away. You know, some people would beg to have 13,000 subscribers and members like Tony. Tony, great to have you, man. You've been a great member. Thank you to all of my members. But I still felt like quitting. You know, I felt it last night. I said, man, I just feel like quitting YouTube. But I showed up last night. I showed up today. Because it's still, I'm able to do it though, because part of when I got to a midlife crisis and my dog died and I was frustrated with living in New Jersey and I was frustrated with having too big a house and I wanted to just change my life. Part of my redesign of life was really adopting a minimalistic view on how much I own. And that has tremendously helped me. I don't know if I'll always live in a car, okay? But I do know I will always live on a very small footprint because no matter what, I know now in life that you're always going to have bad days and bad weeks. Even if you retire early, even if you're a millionaire, it doesn't matter. So what I've learned is why have additional stress with replacing a water heater? Why have an additional stress with a huge motorhome? Why have additional stress to add to bad times? For me, again, everyone has to do what their best, but this is what I'm going to share with you. Minimalism has helped me deal with more pain so I can show up to things that matter to me. Whether that's the gym, whether that's my main job, whether that's my side job, and whether that's just not having a breakdown. Okay. Because guys, when you have a lot in your life, a lot of relationships, maybe some unhealthy, and some of that may be because of guilt. You know, keeping someone in your life because you feel guilty if you cut them out is a poor reason to keep someone in your life. And it is sad. I still feel sadness that I had to cut off certain people in my life. But I feel more sadness keeping them in my life. So As an adult, myself, Tony, everyone out there, you have to make executive decisions, which are not easy. And you have to figure out, how do you navigate through life? Okay, that's what you're doing. Because, look, once you become of a certain age, now it's up to you to try to figure out how you want to live your life. And there's some things maybe you should quit, but there's some things you shouldn't. And you get to decide that. Your parents don't, per se, unless you live in their house. Some people ask me sometimes, well, I'm in a toxic situation with my parents or living with someone. Well, don't live in their house, okay? Because no matter whose house it is, your parents, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever, they call the shots, okay? You can never get around that. And you learn in life that what you really want is to be independent. What you really want is a level of toughness to get through failure. Because you're going to lose money. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose the ambition to want to do something. So your routine should structure you to keep you in a healthy algorithm, a healthy pattern of you being able to be somewhat clear-minded to make decisions that may not be perfect, but they're not irrational and over-emotional. They're not spiteful and vindictive. They are not out to do anything other than to keep on the course as best you can to your best life. Because quitting is not always the answer. Okay. Again, you have to evaluate, but really quitting is a temporary high that alleviates some pain, but your goals, your dreams, the things you want to do with your life, the talents you have, there's still something in your life that needs to be utilized. Because you can hide in a shack, you can hide in a mansion, you can hide in subsidized housing, you can hide in a car. But if you're not living the life you want to live, it doesn't make a bad day or bad week easier, just because now you quit one thing in favor of another, and now you're just as unhappy. It's just you traded. So part of life is pushing past pain. There's no pill that you can take. And I'm not telling everyone they should throw out all their prescription pills. I'm not a doctor. But what I'm trying to tell you is I think a lot of people abuse prescription pills to a certain degree. I think a lot of people abuse alcohol, abuse food. And I understand all those things. I'm empathetic, but I'm also not co-signing. I'm saying that, look, I felt pain this week. I had a bad day. At times I had a bad week. But also I have perspective. I'm blessed in life. I have my health. I'm in Florida where I want to be. It took me a long time to get here. I am thankful for my YouTube channel. Sometimes it's frustrating as it is because I'm a private person doing a public thing, but I want to do it because it's a side hustle and I like to do it. But look, even things you like to do are pain in the ass. Look, I like to feel good, but it's a pain in the ass to go to the gym. I'm not quitting the gym. Some people quit the gym. And look, maybe one day I'll quit YouTube. Maybe one day I won't. I get to decide that. I'm an executive. If you're going to quit something, it's got to be because you're doing it, not because someone is making you do it or you're I like to leave the thumbs up, thumbs down. And I like to people see this is what you have to push past. Because if you're not willing to feel and to go through rejection, you're going to hide under a rock. And you're never going to achieve what you want. And so, look, if, the part of getting in the ring is you're going to get hit. The part of staying out of the ring is you're not going to be a champion. You say, well, I don't care. I don't want to be a champion. Well, I understand that because I'm not really this big, like I want 6 championship rings. But I'm also not sold on a sedentary, idle life because that's more pain. Because there is something to be said. You have to put a demand on your life. You have to put a demand on your body, on your mind. You have to rest. You have to take care of yourself. You have to not put too much stress. See, minimalism is good for me because that alleviates stress. Like, guys, I'd rather put extra effort into dealing with being a public figure on YouTube or being a nomad because it aligns with my goals rather than hiring a HVAC contractor to fix my air conditioner unit. I rather I rather go through pain and take hits for the life I want to live than to say, I'm not going to take any hits and I'm going to live a life that may be safe but not fulfilling. Hal, great to see you, brother. I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Tony, for the encouragement. Hal says, blessings to you, brother. Blessings to you, too. I'm very proud of you, brother. Just know some nights I come in here, I'm fired up. And, but I know I'm proud of you, Hal. Okay, you just keep being you. You're going to figure it out. You're going to go through some bad days, some good days. That's okay. Keep persevering, keep showing up, and keep trying. Don't be scared to fail. Don't be scared to be embarrassed. Okay, don't be scared to evolve past people or need to be by yourself. Don't feel anything other than focusing on what you need to do to keep yourself in a healthy place. And you say, some people say to me, well, I don't want to work because it's too much stress. I'm not in a healthy place. I know someone that did that and they're worse than ever, physically, mentally, and financially, because they're not working. They're taking more pills. They're trying to fix everyone else except themselves. Say, guys, look, I'm all for it. If you can't work, if it's too much stress, then get out of the workforce. Okay. But if you get out of the workforce and you find yourself more fucked up than ever, get the fuck back in the workforce. Okay. Because guess what? You made the executive decision and it was wrong. Okay. Now, look, and look, you say, I don't want to go back. If you can figure out a life, and I'm not talking to you, Hal, I'm thinking about everything. Keep pushing forward, brother. I'm very proud of you. What I can tell you is this. You're not going to get away from all pain in life. You're not going to get away from bad days, bad weeks, but you can make your life better. And so you have to figure out what pain are you willing to deal with for your own reasons and mitigate the pain that you don't want to deal with. You don't want to deal with a big house. You don't want to deal with a fancy car, because I remember I had a fancy car. I couldn't take it to Valvoline Express quick oil change. I had to go to the dealership because it was a special car. I don't want to deal with that. I want my car a level of basic so I can focus on my other things. Okay. If you want to take risk, you want to be an investor, you want to be a businessman, a businesswoman, well, then you got to mitigate some of your financial liabilities, because it's a very risky thing to go after that. So in life, you learn to mitigate risk or mitigate stress so that you can focus on what you want to do, because you're going to feel pain even when you're living the life you want to live. But it's better, emoji meme, to stay in Orlando and be a little bit sad than to go back to upstate New York and realize you fucked up by going back. I can't tell you how many people I meet on this YouTube channel that left Florida and they hate their life. A few exceptions. I'm not going to say all. But what I can tell you is this, guys. I'd rather have a bad week, a bad day in Florida than in New Jersey. Okay. But I went through the pain of selling my house. I went through the pain of throwing out my stuff, not getting a storage unit. I went through the pain of 2 winters in New Jersey. I went through bad days. And I still have bad days in Florida, but I'm still part of what I was encouraging myself with, because you got to learn to encourage yourself. That was even in the Bible. When you have a bad day, don't look to your favorite YouTuber. Don't look, all that's great if you can get that, but that's cherry on the top. Look to yourself. What am I thankful for? How far have I come? What are my goals? What's my routine? How is my time management today? See, when you start to look at yourself and evaluate yourself and figure out your own problems, someone else doesn't have to. Because if you can't figure out your own problems, someone else has to. And I guarantee you, if you don't like how you're running your life, you're not going to like how someone else does. Okay. And that's why a lot of homeless people, they stay out of shelters. Because even though they may not feel like, they don't want to be told what to do. No one wants to be told what to do. I don't know any adult that wants to be told what to do. But I know many adults that they don't do what needs to be done, so they're going to be told what to do. Because guess what, guys? That's how life goes. You want the you want the freedom and the independence to live your own life. Well, guess what? You can't be on someone else's tit. Okay? Because if you're disabled, you're not independent. Okay? If you are mentally hurt or what, and I'm not saying that, I'm just saying this is what it is. Okay. So you have to figure out, what do you want to deal with? Upscale, what's up, brother? Are you in Naples? First world doesn't mean pain-free, yes. But I want to say, and I want to empathize, we are blessed. Anyone living in a first world country, you're blessed, because we all are. Because look, as imperfect as all countries are, including first world countries, look, guys, to be bitching and moaning I just had a great salad from a gas station. I just I'm living out of my car, but I'm still feel like I'm living a great life for me. So um, we're blessed, you know. We are, and we got to remember that. Upscale says, actually, we may handle it worse in some cases. Yeah, it's possible. Look, I mean, like I said, there's nothing perfect. But look, you could be born anywhere. And when you go down that road, though, of saying, oh, I could be born anywhere, why is the world so painful? Why do so many people have it bad? You're going to mind fuck life. So focus on what's wrong and what's good, but then just be grateful and then focus on what you can control. Oh, Gringo, 199 super chat. Thumbs up to you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Keep working hard. Okay? Keep going after your dreams. Finish up, you know, whatever responsibilities you need. Stay close to the south of the border because that's what you like. You know, one of the most important things, old Gringo, Upscale, Hal, and Tony, and everyone watching, one of the most important things you got to figure out in your life is where do you want to live and how can you support yourself financially? Whether you're living on Social Security, disability, you're working in the workforce, you're doing DoorDash, or you're working for a corporation. Because one solace, one peace that I have, even in a bad day, even times I want to quit, is, well, one of the things, like if you're living in an environment, climate and culture that you want to live, no environment is perfect, even South Florida, but you're living in an environment that suits you best, and you don't know that through trial and error, even though there is something in your spirit that you gravitate towards certain things. That as bad as the day is, well, I know I don't want to be in New Jersey. Well, I know I don't want to be in Oregon. Well, I know I don't want to be in, you know, Arizona. Now, you may want to be in one of those places, but that gives me solace. Well, all right, this is where I want to build my life. And if you don't know, then hit the road. Figure out how to make an income on the road. Okay. But once you do that, you figured out a big piece. Then you focus on self-care. Whether you're living on the road or whether you're living in Texas or Florida or New Jersey or every day there should be some level of exercise. Every day there should be some thought in the food you eat. Okay, no, none of us are perfect. I got a wide ass, okay? But I've come a long way from obesity. Make healthier choices. Try not to eat after 9 p.m. latest. Brush your teeth, floss your teeth. Drink more water. You should be conscious of your relationships. You know, who do you talk to on a regular day? And it's okay to evolve past relationships. It's okay to evolve past me. It's okay to evolve past someone you've known for a long time. Because if a relationship does not allow that freedom, then you're in a prison. Okay. And that's not a healthy way to live. The truth is, again, we all have a need, okay? And this is one thing that's beautiful about America is individualism. I mean, I realize that we struggle and we still need a level of society group strength and collaboration, but we also need to be individuals. I mean, I was part of an electrical union for years, and it was very good because through that group, there was strength in training and knowledge and you know, like brothership or whatever. And same thing in the church. But also, I need to be my own person. So that's why I left the union. That's why I left the church. I need to, after I get some basic essential skill sets, I also need to be able to be myself. And I don't want to be somewhere where we're all the same, because I think that's a suppressed life. And so, and that's why I don't feel that even though you may be safe and comfortable in an area that, you know, you got some basic essentials, but you're not living the life you want to live. You know, like you guys know, one of the biggest things I struggle with is temperature control, climate control, and I'll have it living in a vehicle. And it's sometimes very uncomfortable. But I'll tell you this, I mean, I've had temperature control before in my life, and I'd rather be a little bit uncomfortable and going after the life I want than be sitting in New Jersey with a thermostat with nothing on TV, and I got to watch some guy live in his car fucking push me a little bit and say, what the fuck are you doing? Okay. on your dirty recliner, okay, lying to yourself, saying you're staying there for your mother, okay, and your mother's not even, she got her own shit going on. She wants to be independent. She may be senior, but she still wants to be independent. And she's arguing with your other siblings. And you're really not staying there to look after family. You're really staying there because it's comfortable. It's familiar. A lot of times we stay somewhere because we think the familiar will help us get through bad times, but it won't. Because, guys, I can tell you, you can stay around people that still have a bad week. Okay. You can stay around an area that, it's comfortable, whatever. But if that's not where you want to be, you're not going to be happy. You're lying to yourself. Now, it is hard to find happiness because happiness is a challenge of the welder. Damn it, I missed it. I'm sorry. I'm out here fucking yapping tonight. Challenge of the welder. Bought a BFT. What does that mean? I looked at that stock. You bought 16,500 shares at $13.80. It's $15.47 now. Damn, man. Well, I looked that up. You picking good stocks, brother. See, this is the problem, though. But again, I've lost more money so far today than I made. I'm doing a little bit better. But this is the problem with trading and investments, is that if you hit it big in one, you'll do it in another, and it's very hard to sustain that. However, I wouldn't tell you not to do it, because if that's part of your dream in your life, you got to go after it, even if you fail. And there's nothing wrong. So I always tell you, if you have a savings account, 12,000 or more in a savings account, if you got no debt, and if you got a steady income, even if your investments fail, you're not destitute. So if you've done things in order, brother, I'm happy for you. Let's look up BFT. So I know the workhorse stock that you had, and you're going to look at that. You're going to look at that workhorse stock the rest of your life. And if it goes up to 100, you're going to want to kill yourself. But don't. Why? Because that's life. And, remember, you don't make money or lose money until you sell a stock. So let's look up BFT stock. Let's see what industry that is in. I don't invest long term. I do some trading, but I don't trade anything under $20. Well, too volatile for me if it's not an S&P. So I'm looking at now $14 a share. It closed at even today. Trying to see what the company's about. Foley Transit Acquisition. What the heck is this about? Let me just see here. So it trades on the New York Stock Exchange. Gained 14% on Tuesday. It's a big year. Special purpose acquisition companies like Foley, who come to market via public offering with intent of finding privately held companies to merge with. Foley Transime is backed by William Foley, a billionaire investor and owner of the Las Vegas Golden Knights professional hockey team. Okay, so the billionaire who owns the Golden Knights, I'm not a hockey guy, he's part of this. So it's like a merger and acquisition company? Yeah, I've never heard of that. Yes, I guess they help put together mergers. Interesting, brother. Well, I hope it works out for you, man. Why? Because I like to see people succeed. And I hope you can get a home base somewhere that don't have state income tax. Why? Because I'm not a big fan of taxes, man. Upscale. Nah, man. I just decided to see if I can stay on Alligator Way. Oh, man. I remember traveling I-75. I think that's I-75 that goes from east to west and west to east. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't like Alligator Way, man. No ocean, just country land for hours. I almost got sick to my stomach riding in Naples. I like Naples and Marcos Island, but I don't know if I'll ever go back. Why? The west coast of Florida, man, it just don't have energy that I like. It's nice. It's nice. It's better than many places in the country. But the Gulf of Mexico, there's a low energy, in my opinion. And, it's just not worth the trip anymore, but it's good to experience it. He goes, he's staying in Alligator Way for the weekend. There are a few rest stops. Yeah, I slept at a couple of them on I-75. And so far, so good. Good. Pitch black and quiet. They are very quiet. That's true. Lots of gators to eat the trolls. That's true. Yeah, that's where I saw a couple of gators there and in Sanibel Island. it's good to take that trip, but here's the bottom line, Upscale. I'm glad that you're using your Class C, because an RV is made for going somewhere, and you're living your life. So remember, when you have a bad day, bad week, and when you want to quit, remember, look, guys, just live your life and use what you have. Use the resources, the financial, the physical, the mental. Use your abilities and use what you have. Use all your socks in your drawer. Okay, don't just use one pair. Use all your basketball shorts. Don't just use one pair. Use your car. You say, well, it's going to get dirty. It's going to get broken. Well, guys, if you don't use what you have, you might as well put it in a storage unit. Well, a lot of you guys have storage units, and that's why you're mentally breaking down. But I understand. Well, Gringo, DoorDash stock has gone up. Yeah. I don't know what it closed at today. Let's look. I don't buy IPOs. Again, I don't buy and hold. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but it's down 6% today. But yeah, it's still up. It's at $175 a share. I think it opened up earlier this week around 100. So yeah, I mean, look, the stock market's over 30,000. A lot of IPOs. I know Airbnb had their IPO this week too, and that went almost doubled. So, like I say, guys, savings account, steady income, pay off debt, then do whatever you want. Why? You got to mitigate risk. Mitigate risk. Why? Because if you have a bad day trading, if you have a bad day with your investments, shout out to Jessie, my first ever member. She was a female. She did day trading with other people's money. Then she went bankrupt, and then she re-upped, and now she's just doing her own thing, which is smart. Because, you got to mitigate your risk. And trading and not just buying an index and holding it is risky. And so, you don't want to have that plus your water heater, plus your car, plus you have, an argument with someone in real life or online. And now you want to quit everything. Because that's what happens. When you take on too much, you quit everything. And then you got to figure out, well, what shouldn't I have quit? And what I could tell you is, as you get older, what I'd say, the first step to getting past the pain is at a certain immature point, you may have to shut down everything. And you may have to strip down your life to the bare studs, bare essentials. That's why I tell you, the first step to peace to me is getting rid of your storage unit. Why? You have to get to a point in your life where you only have the essentials. In my opinion, this is my opinion. And then you build from there. Okay. And in my opinion, when you strip your life down to the studs, only the bare essential people have your phone number. Okay. That's why I tell you, change your phone number. Change your phone number, sell everything, have bare essentials. When you get to that point, you're not going to, at least in my opinion, you're not going to want to add that quickly, because you're going to realize how painful it is to get rid of stuff. And now you only want to add something that has tremendous value, because no matter what you add, it's going to have a bad part about it. There's a pro and a con. Nothing in life is all pros. There's always cons. There's always like positive and negative, good and bad. Oh, I want to be a YouTuber. That's fun. It's good to just like do videos. It's true. The bad is, it's like relationships, and it's like work. Okay, it's not like just oh yeah, I'm here. I'm here. No, it's like do. Okay, persevere. Okay, and you're going to be embarrassed. You're going to have resistance. Anything in life is like this. Okay. So, the value of minimalism is you have less things that can go wrong, and that's less bad. The value of taking a risk is there's no way you get to your next level in life without risk. And most risks, whether it's money or whether it's changing a job or whether it's just losing weight or whatever, none of that comes without failure. You think you're going to go on a diet and never backslide in Popeye's fried chicken? I remember I'd gone like 2 years without eating chicken. And I remember I was driving, I remember I pulled over, I think at a Popeye's by Atlantic City, New Jersey. And I was in a parking lot like a fiend eating a bucket of fried chicken. Because you're going to have times where you backslide. And even then I was skinnier than I was now. Because I was so disciplined, I was scared to eat anything. But once in a while I would have a backslide because I was trying to figure out balance. You know, when you're not living your best life, no perfect life, your worst life is more bad days than good. Your best life is more good days than bad. But you don't get to your best life by accident. It comes through sacrifice, focus, discipline, failure, and perseverance. No other equation. You say, well, oh, if I inherited money, I wouldn't have to go through that. Well, guys, look, even if you inherited money, you got to take care of your physical health. Even if you inherited money, you got to take care of your relationships. Even if you inherited money, you got to figure out what are you going to do with your day. Some of you didn't inherit money, and you're sitting around all day. So I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for. You already acting like you inherited money. You ain't got no money, and you sitting around. Upscale. Let me go back to the other one. Upscale. RVs are taking too damn long to evolve to hybrid. I agree, but it'll probably be another 10 years. If I dump this, will be for a hybrid minivan. Nothing wrong with that. Don't be scared to evolve, brother. Keep your savings account healthy, though, and just be wise. If you can get a 0% interest, I'm not mad at that. That's the good thing about cars. Look, I'm looking at the RAV4 hybrid seriously tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. But, look, I'm not a big fan on debt. But I'll be honest with you, I'd rather do 84 months of 0% interest and keep my money in a savings account, even if it gets 1% or less. Why? Because if an emergency comes, I want more money in my emergency fund than a paid-off car. Especially if it's at 0% interest. And it's like, you're not doing, So, with cars, you can get 0% interest. They're very easy to liquidate. You go to another car dealer and you trade it or whatever. When you have an RV, the interest rates are always higher. The loans are not favorable, and if you pay it all off in one check, it's not as easy to liquidate. You can't just go anywhere and sell it. It's more gas, more maintenance, but it's more comfort. Like I say, the older you get, the more comfort you want. The younger you are, the more flexibility you want. Okay. So evaluate your age, evaluate your goals. But knowing what I know now, 4 years on the road, I think the best way to travel is out of a car or van. And I prefer a car SUV because I prefer to have the option to DoorDash, and I prefer the drive of a regular vehicle over a Class C, Class B, or Class A, or even pulling truck. Because I've driven those, at least test drives. So for me, it's more fun to travel in a car SUV. Now, the road gets weary. So I see value in a home base. And just put a cheap travel trailer there, whether it's a campground or whatever, and or a piece of property you own or whatever, and that's it. But if you're going to do that, to me, what you find living on the road is, it's not an endless thing. Nothing is endless. So I think keep it very simple when you hit the road. I think keep the current car you have if you've never lived on the road, and see how you like this lifestyle. Then I think for all my younger middle-aged people, I don't get a motorhome, okay? And keep all your, look, to me, how do I get through bad days? I think about, I have more options than the average person, more options than I had 10 years ago. I have more, and I like options. Options alleviate stress for me, especially during bad days. And that flexibility, that mobility allows me to, even if it's in my mind, mentally burn off the stress. Okay. And so I don't feel stuck. I hate feeling stuck. But you're going to wake up at times in your life and you're going to feel stuck. Okay. And that's okay. It's okay to have a bad day, bad week. And it's okay to be stuck in a rut. Now you have to figure out how to get out of that rut. And it usually starts with stripping your life down to the bare essentials. And figuring out, well, all right, who's going to be in my life now? Not just today because I'm pissed and I'm going to block everyone. No. And you say, well, is that right to just change my phone number? Do you think you really made the right decision by not having all these people in your life? Look, for me, I say, yeah, because I know, I see the people that I cut out still living a certain life, And I said, look, if I stayed, nothing would change. Because I think humans can change, but I think it's very rare. I think it's like almost a miracle. I know how hard it's been for me to change certain things. Okay. And I think how much strength that takes and how much grace of God, all those things, you know. And so, it's like pick your poison. Okay. You're not going to get away from feeling pain in life. Okay. You can try to sleep all day, but guess what? You're going to feel worse at night. Okay. You can try to quit your job, quit YouTube, but guess what? You still got to deal with yourself. Okay. So I'm not saying you shouldn't change a job. I wouldn't recommend quitting unless there's a real exception. And YouTube, look, if you got over 1,000 subscribers, I would say take a break. Okay, don't shut down your channel. But if you're younger, it's different. But I see so many people look on YouTube. I look at it as a parallel, at least right now. I see people that had a better personality in one sense than me, even though I think I got a great personality, and they had more broad appeal. But they were either young, which I understand, so they quit YouTube, or they don't have a level of tenacity, because they're so close to being monetized, but they can't push themselves enough. They can't, they don't have it as part of their routine. They don't realize that, look, you're always gonna have bad days on YouTube, real life. But I'm not gonna look. YouTube is not worth it for everyone. Okay, and certain jobs may not be worth it, but look, I mean, I always say there's a difference between YouTube and your main job. Your main job, it may not always be pleasant, but find a job that is more pleasant. No job is like, 100% happy. There's better jobs and worse jobs. So in life, all you're trying to figure out is what's better, what's worse. Let me put more things in my life that are better. Let me get rid of the things that are worse, and that's my best life. And that evolves, that changes. Like yesterday or a year ago, that Class C may have put upscale in a better place. And maybe 2 years from now, maybe a minivan will put them in a better place, right? Life changes. That's okay to change. But keep your financial obligations low, okay? Keep your savings high. Keep your mental and physical health as a top priority. Go to the gym. Don't miss more than 3 days. I always think to myself, if I've missed more than 3 days in going to a gym, I think to myself, I can't miss more than 3 consecutive days. And I don't even do a heavy workout, but it's good to get your blood flowing. I walk every day, but you got to get in the gym too. And hygiene every day. Okay. I take a shower now every night. I even got an extra gym membership. Because Planet Fitness turned into the projects. I hate to say it. Planet Fitness is a disaster. Some places I hate to say it. So, I'm trying to like dodge and weave and find some comfort. So, what I can tell you is this, guys. We're not going to escape bad days. What we're going to do is persevere through them, figure out what's worth sacrificing for, figure out what's our options, and figure out, is going backwards even an option? For me, I'm the type of person, once I've put things in place, going backwards ain't an option. And once you sell your house, going back in, for me, you cut off certain ties that, you're at the point of no return. You got to be so focused on, I'm not going back to that. It's done. I'm not going back, So, that's what you got to think of. Damn it, God of Blackness, welcome to the live chat access. I appreciate that, man. Love to you. Thank you for joining. To me, in my opinion, it's the best 33 cents a day you'll spend, because that's how much $9.99 is for a month. Because if you hate me tomorrow, you can unjoin. But while you love me and while we're connecting, at least in a day, thank you and gratitude to you and all my members. And I hope I add some value to your life. We may be together for a month, maybe a year, maybe longer, but no relationship lasts forever, including your relationship with me. But take the good that you can take out of my videos, leave the bad, and form your own life, because like I always said, I should be looked at like a spark plug, just like other people spark me. I may spark something in you, but you're the engine that has to, drive your life. Just like other people inspired me, but then I got to figure out why. I can't be exactly like my past. I can't be exactly like Tupac. I can't be exactly like this. I got to be who I am. And that takes, guys, like I say, the human brain doesn't develop till 25. You don't know who you are until 35. The problem is most people are so far behind the 8 ball at that point, it's hard to get back. God of Blackness, $5 super chat. So far, so good. Yeah, I remember dating an Asian MILF. That's what I said. I said, so far, so good. She said the same thing. How was it 3 months later? Total disaster, man. Thank you very much, man. Shout out to you, God of Blackness. Shout out to my man Bryce at the hospital, man. Blessings and positive to you too, brother. Thank God. Hey, Bryce, man, you're in the hospital. 1 week changes a lot. Praise the Lord for that. Old Gringo, thank you. Go back live comments, upscale. Hal, man, I love you, brother. So proud of you. Challenger the Welder, hope you continue to do good. Old Gringo, love. And Tony, man, from Canada, love to you, man. Love to you guys. Thank you very much. Gratitude. Yeah, man. You know, that's life. You know, it's like Nas says, best friends become strangers, but that's okay. Is it ever okay to go back to a relationship? You got to be very careful with that. You know, it may be some exceptions. Like I know I speak in general terms. Damn it, Data Geek, $49.99 super chat. Who needs the Federal Reserve when you got Data Geek? Love you, Sam. Love and respect. Well, damn it. Shout out to the home of Bill Clinton. Where'd he from? Arkansas. That's where Data Geek's from. But Data Geek, don't tell them your address. Why? They ain't paying you to tell them. So don't let anyone know where you live, okay? But if you see a purple Prius in Arkansas, ain't too many of them. Damn it, Data Geek. Thank you for that gracious tip. Whew. I appreciate that. Hold on, guys. Joe Biden's going to deliver a second stimulus. I'm getting mine tonight. Don't hate. Don't hate. Guys showed up. Okay. Guys, you say, I would never want to quit YouTube with 13,000 subscribers, with members, and with all the blessings I've got. But I tell you, I try to tell you guys, so if you ever go on this journey, you know, guys, I wanted to quit today. Okay. Because I'm a private person. And I don't like to be bothered. At the same time, look, it does get lonely living by yourself. I do like this for a social connection. So look, I'm like every other human. I want my cake and I want to eat it too. So, you know, it is what it is. Thank you very much, Daddy Geek. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Free Spirit 87, man. Thank you. Sam, good to see you again. I'm trying, man. It wasn't easy. Brother, hope life is going well today. It was a bad day. But I thought about it, because I had a couple bad days. But overall, I want to say that I got it better. I have a lot to be thankful for. But I share with you guys good and bad. So, all I want to tell you is thank you. All I want to tell you is I'm intense and I'm firm because that's what I need to not give up. Okay? That's what I need to persevere. I know that comes off sometimes very aggressive and sometimes hurtful to those on the other side of this camera. And for that, look, I don't want to apologize, but because I don't feel like I'm wrong, but at the same time, I do want to apologize because I don't want to hurt people. But I always want to express to you guys that that stay with me, even though I know sometimes it's tough, is that, look, I get intense when I'm very at peace, like there's no resistance. But when there's no resistance, you're not in the gym. You're just fucking like apathetic. Like you go in the gym, you're like, you know what I mean? So in life, it's like, gotta get pushed, gotta push past it. So for some people, that intensity is like, you get like, like some people, they're sitting eating they're eating their Tootsie Roll from Planet Fitness. And you're making noise and they're hitting that lurk alarm. Woo, woo, don't bang the weights, don't bang the weights. Okay. Why? Because they're eating the Twister. They don't want to be like, don't make me feel bad about me. And I'm not mad at them because I don't bang the weights. But I also got another gym membership. Why? I gotta have a little bit more peace when I'm taking a shower. And I got some good Planet Fitnesses down here. And I love them. I love all the people that work there. Very positive people. I always tell you, I got my man Stretch. He works at Planet Fitness. He make $18 an hour. He worked a night shift. That's good for all my nomads. So, but I also need some peace, okay? Because I like, well, I mean, guys, we know Planet Fitness is the cheapest shit out there, right? And that's why I got them cheap. And we know, guys, wherever it's cheap, it's a little crazy, okay? So it's like you're taking a shower, it's crazy. I got to relax a little bit, I got to relax a little bit, okay? All right, we'll go back on live comments, and thank you, everyone. Tony, Hal, Upscare, Old Gringo, Bryce, newest member, God of Blackness, God bless you. Upscale love to you, man. Safe travels. Enjoy that rest stop, man. Challenger the welder, man. You're going to make money. Let's take a hydration break. Go back, live comments. One of the best parts about living on the road is I don't have to pay for spring water. I like that, damn it. Big Plan Dan. Yeah, Big Plan Dan made his money. He goes, I've seen you working through your own changes, thank you, during the past few weeks, thank you. It's always good to have many chapters in life. This is good. Well, it is good, Dan, man. I watched one of your videos, man, and you told me a little bit about your story. I hope I don't put you on the spot, but I want to share it. Big Plan Dan, he ran a lesbian porn site, man, and he made a lot of money. But I know he must, like, maybe he feels bad sometimes because it's like a chapter in your life. But guys, I watch porn, okay? So what I can tell you is this. Porn is a blessing to me. And I remember telling my pastors that, and I got a little bit of argument with them because they said, like, all porn is bad. And look, I'm sure, just like there's good and bad in everything, right? But what I can tell you, and I'm not saying you should do porn forever, okay? But I'm trying to tell you, one is I watch porn, okay? Two is I don't feel it's always, what do they call it, like exploitation. Three is, guys and girls, we go through many chapters and we can't feel guilty or ashamed or anything, okay? And sometimes some of our chapters, there's some shit to feel ashamed about. But guys, I mean, sometimes there's not. I'm saying all that to say because Big Plan Dan and everyone out there, we got to go forward, okay? And none of us, okay, are always going to be in a good space. But when in doubt, show up. When in doubt, keep it simple. When in doubt, don't beat yourself up. Why? What good is that going to do? Okay. Like I had a moment, I was filling up my gas tank. I still think about my dog who died. I don't know. I know people hate me to say this, but because it's like corny. But I still think about it at a moment. Fuck. You know, and I'm thinking about, like, I always think about the bad times at the end. And I think, how could I have changed this or that? But you can't go backwards. You may want to change certain days or certain interactions in your life, okay? But you can't. All you have is to go forward. And you have to snap yourself out of that place in your mind where you can easily get seduced into a dark place. Because there's no value there. Like, guys, you can spend some time in depression, in sadness, and all, and, you know, that's fine, but you can't stay there. And in my experience in life, it's just that realization, not some type of sedative that gets you out of that. In my experience, I mean, everyone's got their own experience. They got to testify. My man, Internally Inspired, been making videos. You guys should subscribe. He's got 222 subscribers. He took Paxil and some other antidepressant. And he said, pretty much, they don't work. He said they gave him a little jump start at first, but pretty much they want you to take it for like 3-4 months. They want you to get addicted. And then, you know, you're still depressed. He said more depressed, you know, more lazy than ever. Now, I'm not saying that's for everyone. I'm not a doctor. But I'm just trying to say, I look at my life, I look at people that are trying to hide from their problems rather than crying and then say, look, I can't go backwards. And again, I just tell you guys, look, I'm not saying, like, you know, having a healthy routine, eating right, working out, and showing up every day is going to solve all your physical, mental, and financial problems. But I'll tell you this, it ain't going to hurt. It ain't going to hurt. I know a lot of people may argue with the delivery of my message. And that's fair. And I put myself in the public, so that's fine. I'll let you see a thumbs up, thumbs down, even though that's very skewed. That's a very rigged election, because a lot of the psychopaths that hit that thumbs down, they're one person or two, and they got a lot of profiles. So that's, you know, that's not, that's voter fraud. I hate to say it, okay? But I'll take it. I'm in an election. I'll take it. Fucking bastards. So I'll let you see it, though. I want you guys to see what you get. And what I want to tell you guys, ultimately, after you peel back me cursing and talk about masturbating in my sock and all this shit, and talking about I hate every state other than Florida, and talking about I want to be financially. What you basically hear in all my videos is self-care, show up, and cut off anything that's unhealthy. So, at the core, even if, I get pissed at you or I say something that hurts you, and that's fair, you should go your own way, you're left with that. That's never going to change. I think that's all healthy advice. Good. I think that's wholesome advice. Even if you hate me, if you show up every day, okay, to whatever your responsibilities are, and if you don't like your responsibilities, you transition, you downsize, you get a new job, you get a new first, and then you switch over. You sell your house, you live a minimalistic life, and then you maybe work less. If you don't like where you're at, guys, change that shit. You don't like your Class C? I'm not saying sell it tomorrow, but take a look. If you sold it tomorrow, how much would you get? How much do you owe on it? What do you want to get next? How will that play into your financial future? And maybe it is time to change. So, you should always look to, like my man Dan said, maybe it's time to do another chapter. Because I'll tell you this right now, if Kim Kardashian, old ass mom, she went to another chapter after Bruce Jenner, okay? Now, I don't know if Bruce Jenner watching lesbian porn, guy porn, transgender porn, I don't know. Maybe Big Plan Dan knows, I don't know. But I think that she should have the right, or he should have the right to watch any porn they want. So what I can tell you is this, guys. Okay. I don't know how we got talking about all this, but what I'm trying to tell you is one day you're in the Olympics and you're a male gold medal winner. And the next day you're in Malibu getting a sex change. Life changes. Okay. And I don't think you should give up because you feel trapped in the wrong body, I think you should evolve. I don't think you should quit. I think you should evolve. Now, how you evolve and what you do, that's up to you. Because I'm all for freedom and equal rights. And that's why I'm in Florida, guys. Look, I vote progressively, but I can't believe California going another lockdown. That's fucking crazy, man. That's crazy to me. In my opinion, I don't mock the virus. The virus is real. But I tell you right now, I don't want to pay state income tax. And I don't want government telling me everything. Guys, look, man, if a hospital gets overrun, you want to shut that county down or whatever, fine. But that shit, to me, that's like, whoa, easy. My opinion, this is my opinion. So, guys, the vaccine, from what I read today too, the vaccine coming out next week to the first people. Obviously, they're going to start with healthcare workers, then elderly people in senior facilities, and then porn stars. Why? Guys, porn stars, they're essential. But I like amateur porn. Okay, why? Because I won't feel like it could really happen. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let's take out this break. Thank you, guys. Love to you, everyone. Let's go back live comments in order. I apologize. I'm getting a little sloppy on the chats. Back to upskill. He goes, my father seems to think I want tools that he has. Oh, hell no. If he dies before me, hell no, you're going to throw them all out, man. He don't even want them. He trying to figure out what to do. I've told him many times to sell the junk. I don't want the crap. Upscale, me and you the same heart. My father got offended up that. Like I say, I eventually cut him off, but guys, you don't want your grandfather's army blanket. You don't want stamps collection. You want liquid assets. You want cash or you want trash. If it ain't cash, then throw it out. Okay? Because guys, I'm not Home Depot. I don't want your tool inventory. I'm not Salvation Army. I don't want your shit you don't want. Yeah, some of you psychopaths try to act like you're doing something good by going to Salvation Army. I call Salvation Army. I told them, come get my couch. It's worth like $3,000. You know what they told me? It's going to take 2 months. You're on a waiting list. I said, well, you ain't getting that shit. I said, I'm selling my house in 30 days. Okay. I threw my couch out. Hey, guys, you're going to learn when you go to give away shit, no one wants it, including the homeless. I said, damn, these homeless people could have a nice couch. I don't know where they would put it. But what I can tell you is this, guys. Okay? You don't need much in life. I think about that sometimes when I have a bad day, if I don't make extra money, or if I don't have everything I want, and we never have everything we want, but hopefully we get progressively better. I said to myself, how much do I really need? Because, see, I've already stripped my life to the bare essentials. For 4 years, I'm living out of a 5-year-old car. I got one bag of stuff. I tell you that, guys, all the time. Because, guys, I mean, yeah, I need money for gas, food, etc., health, all these things. But, I mean, if you're making a basic wage, you're not going to be living in luxury. You don't need a lot. And sometimes that even helps me with investments or my goals, because sometimes in my immature days, I would take too much risk. And I'm like, I had to smack myself and say, why am I taking that much risk? I don't need to go after a home run. When you're young, you think you need a home run every time, like in its glory. As you get older or more mature, what you realize is what you need is consistency and just make contact. And sometimes you get hit by the ball, you have a bad day. Sometimes you strike out, you had a bad week. Sometimes you're in a slump. But you got to keep coming to the plate. Why? I don't know anyone that gets out of a slump by sitting on the bench. Now, sometimes you need to take a break and sit on the bench when you need to think about, you just need a reset. You need to, think about the bad shit you've been doing. Take a break. But don't take a break too long. That's what I tell you. Don't stay out of the workforce too long. Don't stay off YouTube too long if that's what you want to do. Because, guys, I mean, girls, the only thing in life, like sometimes you have to take a break, but you also need a rhythm, okay? And the only way to get better, it's not on the practice field. Like, remember Allen Iverson said, we're talking about practice. And even though, like, he was probably wrong in, like, kind of what he was saying, but in some sense, look, guys, I remember in the practice and stuff, it's helpful to play practice. But there's nothing like real game, okay? There's nothing like being in a game and getting hit. Like being in a game and, what's your win like in the fourth quarter. There's nothing like game speed. Okay, there's nothing like YouTube speed when you got someone trolling you, when you got to deal with like comments in the middle of the night, you wake and you show up anyway, you fucking going, like you're doing all the YouTube tutorials like, oh, how do I do a thumbnail? How do I do this? Oh, I should greet everyone in live chat. How you doing? How you doing? I should do all this shit. And I tell you, just tell everyone, just what you really need to focus on is the consistency, make contact, and when you want to quit, don't. If it's what you want to do and if it's healthy. Okay. All the other stuff is fluff. All right, back left comments. Thank you, everyone, again. Oh, Gringo. Best thing I ever did was to cut my sister and my ex-wife out of my life. Yeah, see, immature me would say, well, I don't think that's right. But a mature me would say, I guarantee you, your sister and your ex-wife are still doing the shit that almost destroyed your life. So even though it's very sad, and I'm sure you're like me, you still feel sadness at times, even though you hate them both, you still have a love in your heart. But what you realize, if you went back to your sister and if you went back to your ex-wife, it wouldn't be kumbaya. It would be cuckoo crazy for Cocoa Puffs. And what I tell you is you did the right thing. Keep going forward. God of Blackness, great to have you, man. Love, peace, and respect to you and to all my members. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Hal. Thank you, Upscale. Thank you, Challenger the Welder. Thank you, Bryce. Great to have you out of the hospital. Daddy Geek, love to you. Love to Arkansas. Shout out to Bill Clinton. Shout out to Free Spirit. My man, Big Plan Dan. All right, we're going back live comments. Bryce says, greetings, blessings, positivity. We're going forward, brother. God of Blackness. Yeah, so far we're loving each other. Thank you again, Daddy Geek. I love you. Keep doing you. I'll tell you right now, guys, look, if I get the hybrid, I really wanted the Prius Prime. But there's two problems with it. One is it's very low to the ground, so I got low ground clearance. I could deal with that, but none of the Prius Primes, which are the hybrid plug-in, have a sunroof. I got to have a sunroof because I got to get vitamin D. I live for that. When I drive on Highway A1A and I get that sun, I need to be listening to Sade with my windows down, my sunroof down, I need to be going. So the Prius Prime is out. The Prius has a sunroof, but not too many anymore. I think the RAV4 hybrid is a better option. There's not enough RAV4 Primes out yet. We'll see. Back to live comments. Bryce. I'm going to Florida soon. I like that. Like mid-January, perfect. Oh, no. Acapulco, Florida, cool beans. Nah, man, I love you, Bryce. Bryce, anything's better than the hospital, brother. But I'm going to look up Acapulco, Florida. I think that's right by Okeechobee. Nah, man, that's not tropical paradise. That's destitute land, man. Oh, shit. I don't even know how to spell that motherfucker. Let me look at what you said, man. That don't sound good, brother. Acapulco. Sounds like poverty and meth heads, brother. You ain't gonna be living the Florida dream down there, man. Acapulco. I never heard LeBron James saying he's taking his talents to Acapulco, Florida. What the fuck? Acapulco. Google don't even know what this. Oh, in Polk County? Hell no, man. That's the land of poverty. Well, you know, I got a good friend in Lakeland. So, no disrespect. I know a lot of people hate me when I start, but that's where they live. Nah, man. Hell no. Nah, man. I'll tell you right now, Bryce, I can't co-sign. No, I can't co-sign. That's in the middle of Florida. It's not South Florida. It's not Southeast Florida. That's the land of destitute. Sorry, brother. I love you. But what I can tell you is right now, that's not Florida to me. That's Alabama. I love you. Oh, gringo. I've never gone back to a woman I've left. In my experience in life, and I would love for anyone to share different if they know in the live comments. In my experience in life, I don't know anyone that went back to their ex and it worked out healthy. Now, they may have stayed together when they went back, but I'm talking about it stayed healthy. I don't know anyone that went back to their ex and it stayed healthy. I know people that went back to their ex. It's like I know people that moved to Florida, then they went back to Pennsylvania, and they're mad at their life, but they know they can't. They don't have what it takes to move back down to Florida. What I can tell you is this, guys: if you're gonna come to Florida, Southeast. Emoji meme, don't you even think about moving back to upstate New York. Cuomo got that shit on heavy lockdown. And back live comments. Free Spirit, $5. Thank you again, brother. Sam, good to see you, brother. Hope all is going well. Yeah, I know I read that, but yeah, it was a little bit of a tough day. But not as tough as some people have it. I realize I still have it good. I'm very grateful. But look, I'm here. I showed up trying to do the best I can and share with you guys honestly life. I wanted to quit today. Did I? No. Am I thankful I didn't quit? Yes. Am I thankful that I live a minimalistic life and I only focus on things that, even though sometimes I don't want to do, that they help me and achieve where I want to go? So I'm happy. I'm happy to be in a warm weather state. It's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow. Out of the cold front. Praise the Lord. I don't know what it's going to be in Okeechobee, Florida. I don't know. But I know in South Florida, 80 degrees. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. And if guys, whatever you believe in, thank you, Buddha, then whatever you guys believe in. And what I can tell you is this. I believe I need that sun, man. I need that 80 degree. I need to sweat. Okay. Some of you guys don't like to sweat. I ain't mad at you, but I got sweat. God of blackness. I'm a truck driver. Well, shout out to you. I feel. Yeah, we had a few truck drivers I've connected with. God of Blackness. One YouTuber I'd recommend is KB the Trucker. He's a truck driver from the Bronx. KB the Trucker. He's got a good channel. Yeah, look, truck driving is a very tough business because you're on the road all the time. But some people thrive in it. Like I watched that guy, KB the Trucker. He does great. He likes it. And it got him out of a bad situation. So, who was a Savant? He was a member too. He did truck driving. So, obviously, look, the nomadic life and truck drivers, we live the same life. In one sense, guys, I'm at truck stops all the time. So, I bond with the truck drivers. We live in the same life. I mean, they're dropping loads off. I may be masturbating, dropping a load off on the side. But, we doing different lives, but we live in a similar life. So, there's a bond there. Big Plan Dan, thank you again. I'm very proud of you. And I appreciate all you did. No guilt. Go forward, brother. You did a great thing. We appreciate you, Big Plan Dan. Keep doing your videos, Dan. Fuck it, man. Bryce, if you want, Bryce, as a nomad, why don't you fully utilize the experience by traveling more instead of just staying in Florida? Doesn't the palm trees get boring? Hell no. I traveled up and down the East Coast. I never had a desire to go to the West Coast. I don't have a desire to go to the central country. There is nothing better than Southeast Florida for me. So do the palm trees get boring? No. Do I want to travel out west? No. Do I want to go to Arizona in the desert? Hell no. Florida is the warmest place in the winter. And even in the summer, I want to be here. Why? Because I sold my house and I downsized, not because I wanted to be a nomad traveler, but because I wanted to reposition my life in Florida and keep a level of flexibility and mobility. But I do not want to travel the country. Even though I've traveled up and down the East Coast several times, I don't want to do it anymore unless there's a hurricane. Or in the fall, I'll travel. And I don't want to spend my time at. Why? Because there's no better place in Southeast Florida. Now, Ocrapoke, Florida, I wouldn't want to spend 5 minutes there because I might as well be in Alabama. So what I tell you is this, guys, I'm in the best place in the world, in the country, in my opinion. It's my opinion. And what I can tell you is this, guys, when you get in your car and you live this life for 4 years and you travel up and down one coast, maybe you'll travel around the country, you're going to realize you don't want to travel aimlessly. That's what most people realize. Now, maybe you'll be an exception. You're going to find areas you like most. And what I can tell you is, I'm not saying you have to buy a home base. You can stay as a nomad. I may stay as a nomad. But I tell you this, I'm spending most of my time in Florida. Why? Because I've left Florida. I've left Florida. And what I tell you, every time I leave Florida, I say, what the fuck can I do leaving Florida? And I'm not talking about Ocrapoke, Florida. I'm talking about Southeast Florida. Every time I leave Southeast Florida, I said, what the fuck am I doing leaving Southeast Florida? I said, South Carolina sucks. North Carolina got a few good people. This shit sucked. Virginia's not for lovers. Virginia's from people that want to get out of D.C., but they still right around that beltway. D.C.'s for government spending, a lot of jobs. Maryland's for side pieces when you're on I-95 and you got some, chicks in New York and Maryland. New Jersey's for, your work career. And New York's a museum. Why? Guys, the financial district's turned to a museum. I don't know if you saw. Guys, no one's staying in New York, guys. It's done. Coconuts, if you're still out there, man, get the hell out of Manhattan. It's the Howell, get out of Brooklyn. Guys, it's done, man. I don't care how much vaccine comes back. In my opinion, the days of you needing to go to New York to be in the financial world, or the days of you needing to be in the tri-state area, needing to be by the White House. Guys, if you're the president, why do you need to be in the White House? You don't. It's just a figure. So what I can tell you is, guys, God blackness, he likes North Carolina. I don't. Sometimes, yeah, well, all caps that motherfucker. Now, I like Blanton. Blanton was a good viewer. Tom Hanks, there was some other guys. They were all in the dorm. North Carolina's got some good people. But what I can tell you is North Carolina sucks. Why? Guys, Michael Jordan's father got killed on a rest area in North Carolina, I think. Or somewhere on I-9. No, I don't want to go to North Carolina. Nothing there for me. But that's just me. So, but there's no, palm trees. There's no MILFs. There's some chick, I don't know, man. It's just a redheaded girl, you know what I mean? And she's got, a rescue dog, and she's got a long-ass story. I don't want to talk to her. I want to talk to a little bit of a snotty MILF, okay? And she got a rich settlement. And she's in Southeast Florida. Why? Because, guys, that's where all the big dogs come, okay? Now, but that's for me. Now, Michael Jordan, I think he may have retired. He may be in North Carolina, but he got fat, okay? And I think he fell off. I don't like North Carolina. But that's just me. Everyone's different. All right, let's go back. Where are we at? Free spirit. The older I get, I understand the concept of less is more. Good, that's wisdom. Less people to deal with, yes, which keeps your mind healthier. That's the one thing that's challenging about as you grow your channel or as you network. And that's why I tell you, if you struggle, if you're trying to get back in the workforce and you struggle dealing with people, work the night shift. Because the night shift, you don't have to deal with that many people. But usually to advance your career, you have to go on the day shift because most work is done during the day. However, look, in the medical field, you can work the nights and you can become a surgeon, okay? And you can work the nights at Planet Fitness and you can sleep in a public park during the day. In today's society, things are changing quick. And you don't need to conform to the old standard of you going to a steel mill in Pittsburgh and you work there for 30 years. You got a house that doesn't inspire you. You got a spouse that doesn't inspire you. You painting a picket fence that don't inspire you. So what I can tell you is this, guys. Real estate agents and car salesmen won't be around 20 years, but there'll be other stuff for them to do. Okay. So, guys, the financial district won't be around in 20 years, but it'll be a nice museum in downtown Manhattan. Things will change. Why? Because things always change. So, the less you have, the more you can adapt. He goes, He goes, the less stuff you own, so the stuff doesn't end up owning you. Guys, in my opinion, in my experience, most people who quote unquote own a house, they don't own it. The house owns them. Okay. So there's a lot to be said for that. Bryce, it's the weekend's coming right now. Like as I make this live feed, it's Friday. I guarantee you know what most people are going to be doing? Working on their house. Now, is that a bad thing? Not necessarily, because some people like to do it. But, for most people, it's a burden, not a blessing. Bryce, if they shut down things in Florida, like gyms, etc., will you go back to Jersey? What will be your plan? We'll see, man. I did that last time, and I kind of regretted it a little bit. I won't go back to New Jersey in the winter, unless there's an extreme emergency. If my mom needed me, I'd probably rent a place, Airbnb, and get at least to the summer. Why? Because, guys, if I have to choose between being locked down in Florida and locked down in New Jersey, I choose to be locked down in Florida unless it's hurricane season or unless my mom needs me. So what I can tell you is I'm staying in Florida. And what I can tell you is governor, and I'm voting for a Republican next for the governor next race. Why? Because governor, he said he ain't shutting shit down. He ain't. And he said no state income tax. I'm voting for him. So I'll tell you right now, I want Biden to win because Trump went too far. But I'm telling you right now, I don't want Andrew Cuomo becoming the governor of Florida. Nope. God of blackness, hand wave emoji. Home gringo. My sister tries to control everything. Guys and girls, you know who tries to control you? People who can't control themselves. People who can't control themselves try to control you. Because I don't know anyone who feels good about themselves that would ever bring negativity into your life. Because the most dangerous person in your life is the insecure person. Because they think you're talking about them. They project everything you do on, guys, the people you have the most problem with are the insecure and they're the controlling. Guys, when you're happy with life, and look, you still got bad days when you're happy with life. Like even when I have bad days, guys, I go into recluse mode. Now, you guys may see me get on YouTube and go like a little wild, but that's me venting because in real life, guys, I'm trying to mind my business and stay out of the way and stay productive and not get in trouble. Okay. Why? Because I don't want to, I'm not trying to, for me, when I have a bad day, I try to keep my mouth shut. Okay. On here, look, I'm sharing. This is part of what the platform is. I mean, I ain't going to go on here and just be like this. Hello, Janet. Hello, dude. That's not me. Not in this platform. So, that's what it is. He says, good riddance to her. Yeah, a hand wave emoji, just like God of Blackness said. Kathy, hey, Kathy. He said, how was your week? It was a bad week, but I made it through. It wasn't as bad as it could be because I wasn't in the hospital. I'm not destitute. So I take it in perspective, but it was a little bit challenging at times. I had a rough week. Well, me and you both, I hear you. You made it through. That's the good news. Blessings to you, also to you. All I can tell you guys is one thing I observed being by the ocean. And that's why I say, Sam, don't you want to go to Arizona? Is there an ocean there? No, I don't want to go there. So, and I don't want to go to Gulf of Mexico either. I don't want to go there. I want to go Atlantic Ocean. Okay. And so, one thing I learned with the ocean is every day there's a high tide and a low tide, no matter what. So in life, you got highs and you got lows, no matter what. Okay. So what I can tell you is when you got a bad time, when you're going through a bad week, bad day, live to fight another day. Just get through the day. Try to mitigate your loss, mitigate your failures, and don't overreact. Good job. Got a blackness. Always North Carolina strong is dope. Sometimes, yeah. Upscout. I don't know what the point of an office building is in the day and age. It's a daycare center. Office building is for married people with a house. They got to get out of their house. That's true. I know some people during the pandemic, guys, they just want to get out of their house. Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. Now they got more than a bad they got more than a bad week. They got a bad life. That's true. Not everyone. Not everyone. But but guys, let's be honest. I know a lot of people, okay, that they couldn't take it anymore in their house. And they're not ready to divorce. They're not ready to sell their house. So you know what they're going to do? They're either going to go to their storage unit or they're going to the office. Okay? And what I can tell you is, guys, I'm never going back to the office. God willing. You know, part of the reason why I'm very careful now and what I'm going to do next is because I want to position my life where I never want to go back to an office. I don't want to go back to an office and hear about a guy's kids. I want to be on Zoom meetings the rest of my life. I want to be virtual the rest of I want to marry a robot. And I don't even know if I want to marry a robot because I want to change the oil. I like the virtual life. Okay? I'm not one of these people where I want to go back where I don't want to go back to people. I don't want to go back to office. Okay, I don't. Got a blackness? No. Laughing good. Laughter's good for the soul. Got a blackness? Upscale, right? Got a blackness. I delivered in New Jersey today. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I don't know what the temperature was. But I'm glad that you got that money bag. Why? Because every delivery, whether you're a truck driver or DoorDash, market complete. Why? Because when you market complete, money cometh to you. And I say, praise the Lord. Okay. Because, guys, when you have a bad day, it's good to know that you got a steady income. Okay. When you have a bad week, it's good to know that next week is payday. When you want to quit, remember, when you quit, there is no pay. Now, look, you got to take care of your physical and mental health. Because let me let these sirens go by. If you don't take care of your physical and mental health, it's true. No amount of money will help you. Like Bryce was in the hospital the other week. You got to take care of yourself. And you got to get a little lucky. But you also have to live below your means, live a minimalistic life so that when someone or something is unhealthy for you, you can quit them or not deal with them if you have that option. Like I say, at your job, you may not have that option to get another job, but in your personal life, you got more liberty. You don't. And so the problem becomes when people in their personal life, they're trapped and they can't just cut people off. And then in their professional life, they take it out on you because they're trapped at home. I can't tell you how many times, because someone had a bad day at their house, they would bring that into the office. And you're like, yo, why is it? Well, I didn't do nothing. And it's like, because they had a bad day, a bad week at home. And that, so for me, what I've learned in life is, look, I feel bad because I know a lot of people are going through a lot of pain. But I think part of I had a disagreement with one of my viewers this week, and I blocked them. And they said they left me, and that's fine, they left me. But I blocked them after I said, like, they're treating me like I'm their son. I'm not your son. And I think that comes from they're having a bad time with their son. They want their son to move out. But, she ain't going to talk to me like I'm her son. I'm not your fucking son. You know what I mean? I'm not living in your house. Okay, this ain't even your fucking channel. So I don't know what the fuck she thinking. Now, love and respect. But, guys, look. Your house, your rules. Your channel, your rules. Okay. And that's, to me, is the ultimate reason why you want to be independent. So you don't have to take someone else's shit. So, I understand I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not proclaiming to be that. But I am proclaiming to be that, look, I've tried my best to work to do the right things to position my life so that in my personal space, I could be me. Okay? And I'm glad that Bruce Jenner can be him and become Caitlyn Jenner. And I'm glad that everyone can do whatever they want, as long as it's not hurting someone else. You say, well, your videos hurt me. I'll tell you, well, go watch another channel. Okay? Because it's not my job to give you a hand job. This ain't a massage parlor. So, but what you realize in life is, look, that there's a lot of pain in life. And, when I have a bad day, when I have a bad week, I don't think about just my pain. I think about everyone else's pain. And I empathize with the suffering in the world. But at the same time, I'm not going to be some fake-ass Joel Osteen that says, Joel Osteen, you're like, yeah, everyone, we're all friends. But if you really need to get into my big-ass church, you can't get, I'm living in a mansion, everything good. I'm selling you books. Guys, look, I'm living in a car, okay? So look, you say, well, you think you're better than everyone else, guys? Fuck you. I'm living as other than living on the street under a bridge, and sometimes I've slept under a bridge. I'm living as destitute as you can. Now I'm not destitute with my bank account, but I'm living in such a manner where I don't want to hear shit. Because a lot of you guys, whether you're in a mansion or a subsidized house, you got heating, cooling, running water. And you're sitting there, you say, oh, he talks bad about Dunkin' Donuts. Guys, last time I checked, I'm in a parking lot, okay? You're on a recliner. Big difference, okay? So what I can tell you is this: if you actually spend time, okay, in the street, okay, doing certain things, you will realize, okay, if I don't like Dunkin' Donuts, motherfucker, I don't like Dunkin' Donuts, okay? And if that offends you, guess what? Take your Dunkin' Donuts back to your car that's newer and more expensive than mine, then back to your house that's more, and then you bitch about it, okay? Just like, like an elite, okay? So guys, what I can tell you is, guys, okay? Even if I buy a mansion next year, guys, what I can tell you, guys, is I've lived probably rougher than most of you will ever live. That's fact, okay? And what I can tell you, guys, okay, I still said I don't fuck with Dunkin' Donuts. Why? Because it's for the destitute. Okay? So I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. Because my channel, motherfucker. All right, let's take out your drink. Lord. Gringo. Homosonic? Yeah, I think I messed. Seems like a lot of people. Oh, no, that's not homicide. I thought you were talking about that girl. People are gone out of California. Yeah, New York too. And going to Florida. They're going to Florida, Texas. Florida and Texas on the come up. Look, I came here for the weather, not for the politics, but I damn sure thought about no state income tax. But after COVID, guys, I'll tell you, look, I'm not going to lie. The way the Democrats handling the COVID, not good. Okay. Now, I'm not a Trumper. Okay. And I thought he disgraced himself and his country. Okay. And I think he hurt a lot of people. But guys, we got to find balance, okay? Because I don't want the government running my life. I want them to do what they did for the stock market. I want the Federal Reserve to print money and give it to people just like they gave it to the bond market, okay? And then I want them to shut the fuck up. Why? Because it didn't come out of their pocket. We printed it, okay? So we manipulated our currency more than China. So just print the money, shut up, take care of the basic essentials, and if something becomes overrun, then shut something down, open up some tents, bring in a cruise ship, and open up the convention center as a hospital. But until then, guys, look, if you want to quarantine in your house, quarantine, okay? The virus is real. Guys, smoking cigarettes is real. Obesity is real. We've been in an obesity epidemic for over 10 years. I still see Chick-fil-A line out the wazoo. I see people every day drinking Dunkin' Donuts and not the healthy type. So what do you want from me? So look, guys, if I was 80 years old with an underlying condition, would I be on the road? No. I would be quarantined. So, everyone's got to, figure out what their individual circumstance is, how much risk they could take. Okay, so, look, again, can anything, I'm not mocking the virus, I'm not mocking sickness, because I realize anything can happen. But for me, I'm always social distancing. I'm never around. The only risk I take is going to the gym, okay? But I always tell you guys, look, in my opinion, I think it's better to take the risk to go to the gym, okay, than to eat unhealthy, drink alcohol, and stay quarantined in your house, okay? Because I think working out is good for your immune system, for your physical and mental health. Okay? But look, most of the people out there, you got a house or an apartment. So if you don't want to go to the gym, get some weights. Because, guys, if I had a home gym, I wouldn't even go to the gym, okay? I would just do what I do now, which is go to public parks, go for a walk, and I stay by myself. So for me, the life I'm living is really no different than a life I lived 5 years ago, 2 years ago. I mean, I'm a loner, okay? And I always social distance. I don't go to clubs or anything anymore. That was when I was young. So, for me, that's how I look at life, old gringo. Also, what do you think about the moratorium ending on evictions? So pretty soon, a lot of people are going to become homeless. No, they're not. Overnight with no job. Well, look, guys, like I tell you, if you've gotten stimulus and you got unemployment and you still haven't got another job, I don't know what you're waiting for. So if you're sitting at home collecting unemployment, it's been like 8 months now. and you haven't applied for another job, it may not be your career job, but guys, I've been laid off. I've worked at pizzerias, I've worked at corporations, I've worked in ditches. And so look, I don't wish that on myself or anyone. I know it's painful and scary to start a job, especially that isn't at the same level you once were. But the answer is not waiting for Joe Biden or Donald Trump to save you. The answer is there's plenty of places hiring. Get your fat ass off the couch or else get evicted. Because if you're not willing to work, you shouldn't own a home. You should be in subsidized housing. And if you're in subsidized housing, you're going to have bad neighbors and you're going to be quarantined. Period. Okay? So guys, look, I got family members on subsidized housing. And do I like to be around it? No, every time I go. And the people living in subsidized, they all talk about each other. Okay? Just like any other place. Okay? Well, sometimes people think, oh, the poor and the destitute, they're all nice. Guys, you've never been around the poor and the destitute. You think, oh, people with mental problems are all nice. You've never been around people with mental problems. So what I can tell you is this, guys, there's good and bad in everything. Okay? And I can tell you, if you got the ability, physically and mentally, to work, but you don't, you're screwing yourself. Okay? Now, again, if you got money, or if you can live off disability and Social Security, live off it. Because I'm all about trying to retire early. But if you can't, guys, I'm not the Federal Reserve. Okay, so what you got? You got to do the same thing I'm doing. You got to work a main job. You got to have side hustles. You got to live in your car in New Jersey in the winter for 2 years until you get a job transfer. You got to work in a ditch. You got to work in a pizzeria. You got DoorDash. You got YouTube. Okay. So I can't tell you anything other than I didn't do. Did I almost get evicted? Well, I didn't get evicted, but I had tax lien on my house. Okay. And I borrowed money to pay it off. And what I tell you is, after 10 years of getting myself out of that situation, I said, I'm never going back to that shit. Not a house, but getting out of that bed. I was spending too much, not saving. I always worked, but I wasn't managing my money. So what I can tell you is this, guys. I'm trying as best I can to learn from my experiences. Not saying I still don't fail. Not saying I still don't lose money at times or make bad decisions. But I've mitigated risk. I've continued to work. I didn't quit. And I've evolved. Okay? And in my opinion, when I sold my house, and I didn't tell my father, I think one of the reasons he was upset, because, guys, look, when you're free and no one can control you, I think that's scary to some people. Because insecure people, when they know they can control you with money, they know you ain't going nowhere, okay? And what I can tell you is, guys, look, we all need, but what I'm trying to tell you is, guys, don't put yourself in that position, okay? Don't do it, because you might as well, you ain't gonna be happy. Nah, fuck that. Hey, look, guys, freedom offends a lot of people. There's a lot of people trapped, man. And, I don't want to live that life. Good questions. Yeah, I read that. But look, guys, yeah. So I think there should be another stimulus for industries like the restaurant industries, etc., that have obviously been affected by that, for the people as well. But look, guys, the only way people go back to work is if stimulus stops coming. Because if you keep giving stimulus and you keep businesses shut down, and look, then it's a chain reaction. Nothing happens. So I am of a belief that we do need another stimulus for industries that were affected, for workers that were affected. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you were not working before the coronavirus and you're not working now, you don't need a stimulus. You had a problem before the coronavirus, okay? If the coronavirus shut down your restaurant, if you were in the industry like housing, then you have to adapt, okay? You have to now, instead of you working in a hotel, now you're in medical field. Now you're in IT, okay? If you were a daycare worker, now you're a senior caretaker. You have to adapt. You have to evolve, okay? Because that's part of life. And if you're unwilling to do that, guys, not going to be good. Look, in any first world country, including America, you're never going to starve to death. I know people during the coronavirus living in subsidized housing, living on food stamps. They got food from the government, from charities, and they threw it out because they didn't like some of it. Okay, you're never going to starve to death in America. And to be honest with you, you're never going to be homeless unless you want to be. The homeless I know now, guys, it's because they want to be alcoholics or they want to be drug addicts or they got mental problems. I don't know anyone, okay, that wants shelter and doesn't get. The problem is shelters are a pain in the ass. They're a little bit unsafe, but you got to go through the system and play the game to get to subsidize or get some type of shelter. But people want full independence, but they're asking for help. You can't have it both ways. Now, look, again, if you've got a mental or physical disability, then you need disability. But if you need disability, you're not independent, right? You need help. So I can't cut the pie, but so many ways. Either you are independent, able-bodied, able-mind, or you are disabled and you need help. And you should, you need to be, in some type of care. Or you need to adapt because you are in an industry that is no longer around. I adapted from construction IT. I adapted, from, preaching in a church to preaching on YouTube. So nothing stays the same, okay? The government should always be there to support, okay? But, guys, the government is not God, okay? And I don't want them to be God, okay? I want them to put systems in place to keep mass destitute, but not to keep, us begging for more, and then they get to say when we lock down, when we open up. No. Guys, it's a thin balance, Oh, Gringo, I think we're headed towards a major economic downturn. I don't know, man. They've been saying that for a while, and I thought it may have come with the coronavirus, but it's more inflation than ever. Times are better than ever. People from March to July, when there was not just unemployment, but extra unemployment, most people were making more money than they made working. That's truth. So, in one sense, the stimulus and the coronavirus, it actually gave people a raise. Okay. The problem is you can only do that so long without inflation. Guys, inflation is very high right now. Okay. So, what I can tell you is, it's going to be, look, the vaccine's going to come out and you're going to get a level of herd immunity. It's going to even out. There's always going to be something else, though, because before the coronavirus, they were talking about recession, downturn. There's always going to be something. What should you do? Keep a steady job, do a side job, live below your means, take care of your health. That'll keep you busy the rest of your life. During the coronavirus, after the coronavirus. I did a video, how are you going to survive the coronavirus? A healthy routine, stay flexible, and keep showing up. Infinity, what's up, brother? Shout out to everyone of Vasectomy Facts. Love to you, brother. Good to see you. Thank you, Infinity. Thank you, Old Gringo. Thank you, Upscale. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you, Free Spirit, for everything. Thank you, Big Plan Dan. I hope you're still in here, man. Gratitude to you. My newest member, God of Blackness. I know you like North Carolina. Safe travels, brother. All my truck drivers, love to you. Thank you for all you do. Free Spirit, thank you for that super chat. Data Geek, love to you. Love to Arkansas. Everyone living in a Prius or dreaming of living in a Prius. Look, if you are going to live in a vehicle, a hybrid vehicle for the win. Why? Got that climate control and got good fuel efficiency. You can always DoorDash. God Blackness, thank you also for that super chat. Bryce, glad you're out of the hospital. Upscale, so glad that you're enjoying your life in your Class C, man, on a rest stop in I-75. Challenger the Welder, hope your new stocks go good. Old Gringo, thank you for that super chat. Hal, I'm so proud of you, brother. I love you, and I appreciate the man that you are. Tony, Canada's in the building, always strong. Old Gringo, Upscale. Have you ever thought about placing an ad for just a parking space on someone's property? No. Why? Because I don't want to be on someone else's property. I've had a couple great members, a couple that I've blocked since, but I've probably had about 3-4 members, and I know a few people who live in Florida. They've all offered for me to come to their house, to either park there, to stay there, especially during hurricanes, or I know I could call if I needed to. I don't. Why? I don't want to owe anyone, and I'm glad I don't, because I don't want to be on someone else's property. I'd rather pay a campground. But you say, look, if you saw on Craigslist that there was like $300 to park on someone's property, I probably still wouldn't do it. I'm not saying I'm right in that decision. I'm just saying I'd rather pay for a campground. It's kind of like non-attached than to do that. Look, if things really got tough and we went to some type of shutdown, I would Airbnb probably. But the way I am, I don't like to owe people anything at this point in my life. I like campgrounds because if I pay, whether I pay for a day or pay for a month, it's like I don't owe them anything. I don't know them. I don't owe them. I'd rather even go to a hotel. I'd rather, Airbnb to me is even the last option because that's sort of like a relationship with a landlord. So I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm saying like for me and my personality, that's how I like to kind of like be. Good question. Old Gringo. In 1992, I was homeless, veteran for 3 months. Well, why were you homeless? Did you willingly become homeless? Did you get laid off? Could you not work? There's always a reason behind it. Or did you just fall on tough times? You had a breakdown. Ryan, damn it. Ryan, man, thank you. Called it. Hydration break. Appreciate you, man. I'm going strong tonight. Thank God I didn't quit because I thought about it last night, guys. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you to everyone who stayed with me. Thank you. Gratitude. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Now, we fall on tough times, but how do you get past tough times? Well, like I said, you got to show up. You got to pick yourself up. Why? Because if you stay down, the world will keep kicking you. If you stop going to work, your money situation always gets worse. If you stop going to the gym, your health only gets worse. If you stop making videos, your YouTube channel only gets worse. Everything you stop only gets worse. Now, sometimes you have to separate or take a break because you're in such a bad place that you need to reset, refocus, and grow. There's times in our life, guys, where we need to fall back. So, you got to discern that, right? But you got to persevere. Kathy, thank you for showing up. Thank you also. Gratitude. Thank you to all my members, guys. And girls, I really appreciate you. I hope my words encourage you more than they hurt you. That's the tough part about being YouTube. I know sometimes I probably hurt people the way I talk, but I don't know. But also I know at a certain point I gotta just let it fly. Why? Because if I try to keep everyone happy, I'm not able to be my authentic self and touch the people I'm meant to touch. So it's a tough balance. But I don't think that I'm God. I don't think that I'm always right. So I understand, both sides of the equation. All I'm saying is I'm doing the best I can, okay? And some days are going to be bad days. Some days are going to be bad videos. Some days are going to be bad weeks. I'm human, okay? And I understand if you have to leave. I always tell you guys, because I'm very fair. If you have to leave, I respect and understand it. However, I'm also very fair to myself. Don't try to change me. Why? You're not my mother. You're not my father. You're not my landlord, okay? We are in a non-committed relationship. At any time, any of us can leave each other. And for me, that's how I have to live. Why? Just who I am, okay? And I appreciate those who can accept that. I understand for those who can't. But don't try to change me. Just focus on yourself. And that's life. And nothing lasts forever. So thank you for watching. Keep pushing forward.